Hey, welcome to the DB channel, and today we do have a top 4 game, the red Victorgreymon deck against the yellow Slashangemon deck. The red will go first in this game, actually hatching to the Gigamon, evolving to the Gyomon here, and then hard calling the Monodramon. The yellow player does have 2 memory to work with, and he does evolve to the Salamon here, and then just hard calling the Angelomon for 6 costs, giving back 4 memory to the red player. The red player doesn't seem to have any champion in hand, and this spells trouble for him, because the deck does want to actually evolve gradually to their level 6 and eventually their Omimon. So he does push out the nursery and actually pushes for damage here, hitting to the Shukakumon. And he can't cost the Phoenixmon for 10 cost, giving 6 memory back to the yellow player. Now the yellow player does evolve to Slashangemon here, targeting the Phoenixmon for the minus 8k, and following up for a Chaosmon to minus 7k on 2 units, killing off that Phoenixmon and the Gyomon. So effectively actually doing a board wipe, super strong. How will the red player actually react to this? Does evolve to the Gyomon here first, and we still don't see any champion in his hand, and it does can't call another Phoenixmon, and we will see how will the yellow player actually react to this. He evolved the Salamon here once again to Cyclemon to the deck. And next he does evolve to the Theoremon here for 1 cost, and then evolving to the Valdur-Arm here, using a Digiburst of the Valdur-Arm to actually decrease 4k power on the Phoenixmon, and then evolving to the Slashangemon for the 8k follow-up, effectively a 12k board wipe. Super strong if you ask me, and it does swing in the Slashangemon, and it does survive even though it has only 8k power. It does hardcore the Salamon, passing back 2 memory to the red player, but the red player doesn't seem to have any champion still, and this spells game. Passing back the memory, or rather the turn, to the yellow player. The yellow player does move out the Salamon from the nursery, and this should be game given that there's only 4 security left, and there should be no Gaia Force. And now we do move on to game 2, and the yellow player will start first in this game, actually hatching to the Upamon. Actually passes the turn, no rookie in hand and not willing to hardcore anything from hand. This is a very heads up move from the yellow player. The red player does evolve to the Agumon here, and actually hardcalling the Biomon. And we still don't see any champion in his hand, very unfortunate, and this might be a repeat. But he does hardcore 2 Biomon straight up, and yellow player does have the nursery here to actually evolve to. Does evolve to the Theoremon for 1 cost here, having 2 memory left to work with. He does go for the TK here to actually guarantee 3 memory for the next turn. So he does decide what card to put in his hand, and he does decide to put the the 1 cost blocker newly introduced in set 4 to his hand. And the turn does pass to the red player, and that's hit into another TK first, allowing him to see the security to add 1 to hand, and we do see actually adding a Slashangemon to hand. The second Biomon will be swinging and does clash into security and does gain 1 memory when it dies during the red's turn. We do see him actually having a champion here, which is the blocker. He does go for his own tamer here to guarantee 3 memory for the next turn. It looks like the yellow player does have a move to make, and actually evolving to the Valdur-Arm here, using the Digiburst straight up to actually kill off the Biomon. And most likely evolving to the Slashangemon he did pick up earlier in the previous turn through the TK. So effectively doing another board wipe against the red player, and the red player will have to rebuild the spot. The red player does evolve to the Agumon here, actually evolving to the Fugamon for 1 cost, and evolving to the Grounddramon for 2 costs. And does decide to hardcore the last Fugamon in hand into the field, passing back 3 memory just nice. The yellow player does evolve to the Salamon here, evolving to the Pedomon, which he did pick up in the first TK. And hard calling the Unimon to pass back exactly 3 memory to the red player. The red player does move out his nursery and does evolve to a Valdur-Arm for 2 costs. And then following up with the Victorgreymon to actually kill off the Slashangemon, doing a payback finally from the red player. The yellow player will move out of the nursery and actually evolving to another Valdur-Arm and using his ability to actually Digiburst 2 to minus 4k on the Victorgreymon, and most likely seeing a Slashangemon once again to kill off that 12k Digimon. Super strong, powerful combination for the 2 Digimon combined by the yellow player. He does evolve to the Biomon here. And then going for the blocker evolution in the nursery, because he does want to build up another level 6. He does go for the Victorgreymon here to actually kill off the Slashangemon, so it's a back and forth game, and this is what makes Digimon very fun in my opinion. He does evolve to the Salamon here in the nursery, doing more cycles, actually evolving to the Shukakumon here, blocking up the Victorgreymon from swinging, and that's hardcore the Patamon to pass back 3 memory to the red player. Actually hardcores the Gilmon here, and then hard calling the Monodramon, and because of the TK, he does guarantee 3 memory for the yellow player. How will the game actually unfold now, given that both players have already been exhausted some sort of level 5 and level 6? He just hardcore the Salamon trial deck first, and then evolving to the Slashangemon to kill off their blocker, which was left exposed when it should have been left in nursery in my opinion. Now the red player does hatch into another nursery here, and evolving to the Agumon. We do see actually evolving to another blocker here on the field instead on the nursery. Decide to swing in the Victorgreymon, and because of Marcus Demon, he does gain 1 memory when the Greymon swing, but he does die to the Chaosmon in the security, and this blocks off the potential Omimon play. Now the yellow player does hatch another nursery and does evolve to the Patamon here. And evolving to the Tyrimon for 1 cost. Setting up a level 4 in the nursery, and then evolving to the Chaosmon here to kill off the blocker as well as the Agumon on the field, and because of the Patamon skill, he does push back 1 memory to him, and the red player will start off with 3 memory instead of the 4 memory which was previously given from the Chaosmon evolution. He does evolve to another blocker here. This might be the 3rd blocker we have seen in this game alone. He does hardcore the Monodramon, and because of the TK, he does guarantee 3 memory to work with. Now we do see another Valdur-Arm which has been seen very obnoxiously too strong in the yellow synergy, and that's kill off the Agumon, and because of the 2 Patamon stacks, he does gain back 2 memory. And how will he actually use this memory gain? He does evolve to the Unimon here, and Chaosmon will be swinging and does hit to the Omimon here, and because of the Chaosmon deletion effect, he's able to gain 3 memory. Now with 3 memory, you know what comes up, a level 6, and this will be a Victorgreymon. The Victorgreymon does swing using its effect to put the security back to hand to kill off their blocker because he does minus 6k, but it does hit into another Omimon and the level 6 will die. Now he does swing the Salamon, which will die again, and this is the card that he wants it to die because it does give him security +1 upon deletion. Now he does hardcore the Patamon to pass back the 3 memory to the red player. The red player does seem to be breaking quite hard, and this sounds like game. He does hatch the last nursery, and the red player does concede. Thank you for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing and dropping a like and a comment if you do enjoy the content.